Well, hopefully everybody can hear this okay. It's sort of an impromptu thing. I had planned on doing this video uh, probably in a little more organized setting than this, but this morning I came for a walk and thought maybe this was a good time to at least talk about a few of the things. Um, March 31st was my last day at work, and for me, it's not about leaving a job that I hate. Uh, I actually, in fact, really love my job. But my job was sort of at a point where it no longer loved me, if that made sense. So, this is a little bit of background. This is where I grew up. Beautiful, right? In fact, right there was my grandparents' farm, my great grandparents' farm, where my mom grew up and my uncle. So this area has a lot of history and a lot of meaning for me, and maybe that's why I thought now is a good time to sort of talk about why I decided that I was going to leave a job that I absolutely loved and had worked for and had been a dream for so many years. Like many people, I had been working, well, have been working for at least 33 of my 45 years. I started babysitting, then I got part time jobs all through school, all through high school and university, and from university straight into a job. Uh, that job was an office job, and I figured pretty quickly that that wasn't the type of career that I ultimately wanted for myself. So I took a year and I went off to Korea and had a great time and came back renewed and doubled down on my efforts to land my dream job. And I did. And for the past 18 years, that job has been fantastic. I have met the most wonderful people through my job. I have felt ultimately fulfilled in my job, doing something that I believe really made a difference in the city of Toronto. I felt like I was contributing in a really good way. But there was two main turning points for me that caused me to decide that this was now no longer a good fit for my life. A little shadier over here, so I won't have to squint as much. But 2018 was really kind of one of the turning points for me. It was the best year of my life and probably the worst year of my life. So it was the best because I met Jayon in March of 2018 at the very beginning of the month. And we knew pretty quickly that that was going to be, we were each other's person. So we started to date and, kind of started, obviously it was pretty early, but have conversations about our future and what we foresee for that and whatnot. And it was actually we were actually on a date at the Royal Ontario Museum on March 31st of 2018 when I got a phone call from my aunt that my mom had gone to the hospital. She wasn't feeling great, but she'd gone in. Well, my dad wasn't in town. He was actually traveling, so my brother and I headed home. We were in the hospital with mom, just chatting. She was, she was uncomfortable, but seemed to be in good spirits. They were going to admit her for the night, and as we were waiting for her room to be ready, she passed away. She passed away completely unexpectedly. She wasn't really sick in any way. And for me, that was a massive wake up call that you could be, and I mean, I knew this from my job, that you can be talking to somebody one minute and the next minute you have no idea what's going to happen. But for me, that was a wake up call. I had been trading a lot of my time and energy for a job that I do love, but it was at the expense of time with my family. So that was really, maybe the first moment when I started to question whether I wanted to continue to work, not just in this job, but just work in general and not be able to dedicate more time to spending that with the people that I love. Decided to get heading home here. But the second reason, and I really do hope the audio is okay on this, but the second reason that I decided to retire early was that I don't know how many people might have read the book Die with Zero. In it, the author talks about memory dividends and how perhaps memory dividends are as important, if not more important, than financial dividends as we age. Because really, our memories are the only true thing that we're going to have as we get older. You know, family and friends are going to move on, pass away, and we have the memory left, right? So, what I really noticed starting to happen was that my memories were mostly negative memories. As I was driving around Toronto, I would pass places, and it wouldn't be the fun times that I spent with Jean or friends. It was negative memories from my job that kept coming up. I would try to remember trips that I'd been on with friends. They weren't crisp and clear. They weren't coming back to me really. I could remember the trip and being there, but not really the emotions and some of the things we saw and did. And stuff like that. And I think maybe this walk kind of spurred a little bit of this on, because I'm walking past a lot of my childhood memories, and so they're starting to come back, which is good. But for me, a lot of my memories were now negative memories associated to work. Not the people, but just the perhaps my interactions at work. And there's a saying I read once, and I didn't quite grasp it then, but years ago when I started my career, I read a saying, and it said, you get into police work to change the world, you get out of it changed by the world. And I didn't truly understand that until now. And I just want to make sure that the change in me is a positive one, and that I can start building those positive memories back up, rather than take with me memories from my work life. So, for me, after 18 years of policing, I have decided that it's now better for me and for Jean and for our life if I move out of this particular career and we start our travel experiences. So that is it, guys. Those are the two main reasons why I left my career at 45. A career I truly do love to this day. I love the people. I love being able to feel like I've made a difference in the world. But now it was time to put me first rather than putting others first. So a little bit different. I took this walk this morning thinking, good preparation for the Camino. But instead, kind of randomly decided to record this video as well. So obviously this wasn't a decision that was made overnight or easily in any way. It took time, but I ultimately decided to choose myself over the job. And it wasn't a job I hated or dreaded going to work. It was just a job that no longer suited or fitted me as a person. So I chose me, and I've chosen to now spend my time and recreate and relive and remember my memories. And that's now a new priority for me. So it's not an easy decision, and I know many people struggle with that, whether to leave or stay, and there's any number of reasons as to why you would choose either one. But hopefully, sorry about the plane, guys, if you're sort of on the fence or needed a little encouragement or needed to realize that you're not alone in all of these struggles and stuff, hopefully this video was of some help to you. So I hope you have a great day, have a great week, and maybe we'll see the plane. There it goes. All right, guys, have a good day.